I only wish Cecily could have been here tonight. Cecily's in the kitchen, overseeing our largest dinner crowd to date, Presley says. She's as happy as a pig in the mud. She reports that reservations for Jameson's are filling up from now until after New Year's. That's amazing. And you're right, she's exactly where she wants to be. It'll be a miracle if we can drag her away from the kitchen long enough to get married on Christmas Day. Presley's brow creases. Now that you mention it, I admit I'm worried. She can't seem to spare me 5 minutes to talk about her reception. You know Cecily. She's super driven. But I'll talk to her tomorrow. Now that our new sous chef has started, she can afford to take some time off. I shift my gaze to Jazz, who is now sitting cross-legged with her new friend on the terrace, while the puppy crawls all over them. He's a cutie, Presley says. I smile. Which one, the boy or the puppy? Both, Presley says with a laugh. She looks happy, Catherine says. How's she adjusting to her new circumstances? I flap my hand in the so-so gesture. Mostly she's doing okay, but she's terrified the judge will make her go back to Naomi. A look of horror crosses Catherine's pretty face. Is that a possibility? Unfortunately, I say, an all too familiar dread weighing heavily on me. The judge has given Naomi 90 days to prove herself. She's cleaned up her act before. There's nothing stopping her from doing it again. At least Jazz has the Nutcracker to look forward to, Catherine says. She told me all about it earlier. Dancing Clara in the opening party scene is a huge deal. Presley whips out her phone. When is that again? I hope we're invited. 2 weeks from tomorrow, on Saturday, December 19th at 7 o'clock. Put it in your calendar. Jazz would be disappointed if you don't come. I mentally increase the number of seats I need to save for the performance. Presley's gray eyes glass over, and I can tell she's scheming. Should we plan a reception for the dancers and their parents afterward? I'd love that idea, I say. But don't you already have enough events to organize this month? Presley consults her flyers. We have nothing booked for that date. I'd like to do something special for Jazz. We'll host it in the solarium. Cake and punch for the dancers and champagne for their parents. As long as you keep it simple. Jazz will be thrilled. I'll talk to her instructor. We can encourage the families to stay for dinner in Jameson's afterward. Arms engulf me from behind, and I smell the scent of Jack's sandalwood cologne. He plants a kiss on my neck and says to Presley and Catherine, Evening, ladies. Sorry I'm late. I got tied up at the house. I recruited a few of my guys to help install wiring for the sound system. How are the renovations coming? Catherine asks. I feel Jack's body tense. Slow. The kitchen contractor is dragging his feet. I'd hoped to be in by Christmas, but I'm not sure that will happen. I know this is none of my business, but... Presley starts. Jack groans and I laugh. You're going to say it anyway. Ha ha. Presley plants a hand on a jutted hip. So, what's preventing the two of you from getting married? You're already engaged. Stella has admitted she doesn't want a big wedding. You could live together as a family in that big old house, and the judge will deem you better capable of giving Jazz a stable life than Naomi. Jack drops his arms from around me. Thank you, Presley. I've said that very thing 1,000 times these past 2 weeks. And I've told Jack 1,000 times that Jazz feels safe living in the cottage, I say in a harsher tone than intended. I don't want to upset her apple cart until we have permanent custody. Presley appears wounded. I'm sorry, Stella. I didn't mean to touch on a sore nerve. Getting married and moving into that beautiful house seems like the obvious solution to me. I soften. If only it were that simple. Catherine takes Presley by the wrist. The crowd is dwindling. Let's go hand out your flyers before everyone leaves, she says, and leads Presley away. Jack and I stand together in awkward silence. The marriage argument is old. I want nothing more than to be Jack's wife. But I have an obligation to my sister. I have to put her needs first. If there were a way to get married without the pomp and circumstance...